Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and he is here. LR Janemba. We merely just needed patience, and we have the full details for LR Super Janemba. He looks absolutely ridiculous. We're going to get right into it and check out how good this guy is. Remember, before his reveal, I was thinking he could be the best villain unit in the game, better than SCR Broly. We'll take a look at that in one sec, but first, a word from our sponsor.
Hey guys, Choker here to talk to you guys about Raid Shadow Legends. Now, I'm sure you've already heard about the game, but you might not have heard about how much lore the game has. To me, when I start a new game, lore is one of the first things I look for. The world building and the characters set the foundation for every adventure. So when I heard about that, I got really excited to hear that Raid has lots of amazing looking characters, each with their own original backstories and factions. Now, the first faction you'll encounter in the game are the Bannerlords, but before we get into who they are, go in the description down below, use our link to download Raid Shadow Legends on your PC or mobile device. The Bannerlords are one of the few completely human factions in Teleria, with armor, weapon, and designs based on the feudal knights of medieval Europe. They were founding members of an alliance between the Sacred Order, High Elves, and Barbarians to push back against the forces of evil, but that was a long time ago. When we meet them, they've seriously lost their way. They've just launched a war against their old allies, the High Elves, and rumor has it their once good king, Teba, has come under the influence of a growing shadow. Is it true? Is there something more sinister at work here? It's your job to find out in Chapter 1 of the campaign. Now, actually talking about the Bannerlords, I really like a couple of them in particular. Septimus is probably my favorite. He just looks like a really cool paladin, with a giant two-handed sword, as well as his armor just being all sorts of cool looking. He's definitely my favorite, quickly followed by the Stag Knight. I mean, the Stag Knight, grown up in Canada, and I see deer all around me. You know, the antlers are cool, that kind of stuff, I like it. He looks cool. Also a similar paladin type, shield, righteous justice. That's always been my favorite class in any game to play. Now, one of my personal favorite things about this game is the summoning system. Every time I summon a new champion, that's a whole new faction and backstory to a character I can learn about, take the character into combat, and learn who they are. Like I said before, lore is one of my favorite things in every game, and so this game having a detailed backstory to every faction for every character, I'm definitely a big fan. I really like that part of the game, and I hope you guys do too. And this month, Raid's got a non-stop schedule of summer events and activities. We're talking special fusion events to get a new legendary champion, as well as tournaments against other players. They've also just released 5 new champions, and each of them looks amazing, and I can't wait to try them out for myself. Raid summer plans are just starting to heat up, and there's some giant updates coming very, very soon, so there's never been a better time to get started. If you want to get a huge head start in Raid, all you have to do is hit the link in the description, or scan the QR code, and you'll get an epic hero, Konoru, who is amazing in the Doom Tower. 200k silver, 1 EXP boost, 1 energy refill, and 1 ancient shard, so you can summon an awesome champion as soon as you get in-game. And it's just that easy. Click the link in the description, and I'll see you in-game.
Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at what our boy Janemba is rocking. Now, immediately with his stats, notice that this boy is at 10,000 base, right? This is 0% in the dupe system. This guy's got 10,000 defense, right? I believe the way it works is that physical units, I believe they get 4,600 from the hidden potential system for defense. So you can add that to Janemba's defense. So he's going to be at almost 15,000 defense, which is obviously going to be very, very ridiculous. Shout out to the homie Garesh, like always. We have the details here. So he's corroded body and mind and movie bosses. Let me just refresh just in case. But corroded body and mind and movie bosses 4 key and 150%. So this is a good leader skill. This team is actually, I think, going to be pretty good. Because what you're doing is you're adding like Rose Goku Black basically to movie bosses. I think that's probably the easiest way to sort of think of that. Maybe any potential like masked Dragon Ball Hero characters in the future, like Super Saiyan 3 Rose masked Goku Black will be on this category, right? But again, essentially, it's just adding like Goku Black and I guess Baby as well to movie bosses, right? Now, Goku Black right now kind of sucks in Dokkan, but well, I mean, Goku Black could, if that EGL Turles gets like a ridiculous EZA, he'll be crazy next to LR Goku Black. I think those two could work fairly well together. I mean, well, no, because he doesn't have Super Saiyan. Goku Black doesn't have Prepare for Battle, but whatever. Anyway, this team is fine. Like, and this leader skill is good. I like 4-key 150% is good. I get sick and goddamn tired of these 130% leads because no one runs. There's no point. Like, you don't run that, right? 150% is good. All right, so it's 12-key super attack. Just Colossal and lowers defense, 18-key Mega Colossal and greatly lowers defense. His super attack effects suck really, really bad. It's just like Super 17, just pointless. Like, there's no reason to go out of your way for, the 12-key, the 18-key, any of that stuff like that. So he gets 120% defense at the start of turn, which is good. Again, I mean, his defense is ridiculously high, so with things like Big Bad Bosses, Metamorphosis, Shocking Speed active, I'm feeling like you're going to see this guy hovering around 200k defense a lot. And then he guards, too. So, all right. So this guy, like, I'm thinking, off the top of my head, this is not the first LR that guards. I can't think of another LR that has the guard mechanic, right? And the reason that's relevant is because guard is ridiculously powerful, right? Basically, you have type advantage against all the enemies. You combine that with a ridiculously high defensive stat, and it's going to be very difficult for this Janemba to take damage. Even in, like, really, really difficult events, I do feel like the movie boss's new Extreme Super Battle Road stage, I do think Janemba might still be taking, like, 10 or 20k damage per normal, but, I mean, that stage is just ridiculous, right? It's going to be absolutely crazy. Now, depending upon what you're doing, right, I actually really like this design because, like this, Janemba is a god for Battlefield, Super Battle Road, all of the short events, with the ridiculously high defense, the great link set, and guard, he is going to dominate in short events. But then, they added this right here. What this does is this makes it so that Janemba is going to absolutely dominate, I think, long events as well. He is going to be ridiculous in long events because, like, when you put this, right, basically this extra 66% right there, if you slap that with this and the guard and the high chance, 50% chance to nullify blast-based super attacks, this Janemba is, like, borderline invincible, right? It's like, compare this guy to, like, AGL UI Goku just in terms of defense, right? Because this Janemba is not touching UI. He's nowhere near UI Goku's level of damage. Like, there's no way. Because Goku and Vegeta, with all their crits they're doing, it's just going to make them... They hit way harder than people even realize because you just focus in on the attack stats, but they're punching way above their attack stats because of their chances to crit, right? This Janemba, though, just like head-to-head with UI Goku defensively, Janemba's probably better. Because the guard is just very consistent and is going to be super good right there. And then we get to discuss this, right? So LR Gogeta drops with his, nullified melee super attack after he 18-key super attacks that enemy. And I tell people it's worthless, it's fodder. Like, number one, you have to transform into Gogeta, so it's at least turn 4. Number 2, you have to 18-key that enemy specifically. And 3, they have to survive. And then 4, they have to be super attacking the slot that Gogeta is in. You have 1,000 hurdles to jump through, and it's got to be a melee-based super attack. I.e., you never fucking see it happen ever. It does not happen. You don't see... Gogeta with that nullification, that's like... It's not as rare as AGL LR Gohan's active skill, but it's like the same type of thing where you will literally almost never see it, right? You'll have to go out of your way to push Gogeta off rotation or something like that, which you're not going to want to do to see it. Janemba's different. Okay, number 1, turn 1, he could do it, and it's a 50% chance, whereas Gogeta's guaranteed, right? But it's 50% chance to nullify blast-based super attacks. Now, here's the point that I need to make. I'm just going to show my box real fast. In 2 seconds here. And in my box, right, if we go ahead and take a look, there is a lot more of these blast-based characters than there are melee-based characters. Okay, load in. There we go. Okay, so here is melee. These are the characters that Gogeta will nullify. I've got 183 in my box. Now, one thing that's very important to mention is that many enemies in this game are just like shitty, like, you know, like unawakened SSRs and stuff like that, stuff that I'm not gonna have in my box. But 183 melee characters, there is 477 blast characters just in my box, right? And then like once you start really like digging deep into it, right? So let's go and take a look at movie bosses, extreme category, Super Battle Road. This is definitely one of the harder stages in the game with how much damage these enemies do and everything like that. Gohan does blast, so does Piccolo, so does Krillin, so does Goku, so does Vegeta, so does Trunks, so does Gohan, so does Goten, so does Trunks, right? Let's go ahead and jump over to Janemba's extreme physical. So let's just take a look at the extreme physical stage. So blast. I think Shugesh might be a tackle. Shugesh might actually be like a melee. Is Shugesh a melee? Yeah, I think Shugesh is actually a melee, believe it or not. But like you just go through it like blast. I think Yamcha is a melee because he does the Wolf Fang Fist. But like blast. Like you go through almost all of these characters from like these old events and stuff like that. Like all of these guys do blast. All of these guys do blast, right? All of these guys do blast. So Janemba is going to be able to activate this all over the game constantly and consistently, right? Because even though it is a 50% chance for it to activate, like you're going to see that happen all the time, right? It's you can basically equate that to a 50% chance to dodge. I like it, but except we're going to get like the cool little animation when that plays. So just based off of this being able to be activated everywhere, him having, you know, again, the 15k defense and guard, this Janemba is going to be very good. Now, I don't know if I want to go so mega crazy and be like, oh, he's, you know, second best unit in the game, third best unit in the game. Like, I want to see his damage first. I feel like if you don't have this built up, his damage is probably not going to be that impressive by today's standards. But he is a complete juggernaut tank of a wall, right? You're not going to be able to hurt him very much. Now, he does also have this rage mode here. You could use this when 6 turns have passed, and you're above 66% HP. So, I mean, it's not the worst ever. The thing about Janemba and, like, some of these teams, he's on 4 teams, by the way, movie bosses, transformation boost, corroded body of mind, explosive rage. Remember that, you know, Metamorphosis is a healing link. Transformation boost has got a lot of healing characters, right? So, like, if you rock this guy with LR Buhan, you know, they will work well together because let's take a look at their link set, right? You know, they have Big Bad Bosses, they have Shocking Speed, they have Metamorphosis, they have Fight Your Fierce Battle, they have Legendary Power. Janemba and Buhan are ridiculous together, right? You know, with Buhan healing, maybe you got Buu Piccolo on the team, or, you know, if you're just running extreme physical, Buhan and Janemba will be fine. I don't think this is going to be that bad to do. Like it's just something for, like, long events, right? Like the GT Legendary Goku event, you'll probably be able to see it, because Janemba's on a lot of teams with characters that are healing, including this Metamorphosis link right here. I would think that this is mostly going to be something you're probably not going to see too often, though. And I don't really know that this really is too relevant for how good this character is, right? It's just something extra he's got, I guess. Like Rage Mode, I feel like Rage Mode kind of sucks, too. I don't know. When you're deep into these events, I feel like this would be at its best if this was just like when his HP's under 50%, he can pop it. I think that would have been better. Like just HP under 50%, you could use the active skill and use it. That would make it actually good for like Super Battle Road stages and stuff like that. That's where you'd want a Rage Mode. You don't want, like, that's a problem with Goku Black's Rage Mode. The Rage Mode, it doesn't do shit against like these major bosses 15 turns deep into the event. You want to use it turn 1 in like Super Battle Road. Or like, you know, Omega Shenron in Battlefield's probably the hardest boss in the game right now. You know, if he would just clap you up turn 1 and then turn 2, you could just instantly pop your Rage Mode, that would be good, right? So, like, if they're going to do characters with this rage mechanic moving forward, it really should just be like when your HP falls under a condition, like under like 50%, 70%, something like that, but no turns, right? So we'll look at that in a second. Links are Big Bad Bosses, Shocking Speed, Metamorphosis, Brutal Beatdown, Fear and Faith, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, Godly link set. Categories: Movie Boss, Transformation Boost, Corroded Body and Mind, Explosive Rage. Movie Boss and Transformation Boost, by the way, just got Extreme Super Battle Road stages, and Explosive Rage just got a Category Super Battle Road stage. So, sure enough, these 20 Super Battle Road stages come out, and they're just constantly adding to it. Bam, bam, bam. So expect this to be the norm moving forward, right? If they're going to give us these sort of like new stages like this, we can expect major buffs for those stages coming afterwards. All right, so this is the LR Janemba Rage mode. He has the LR Gohan mechanic, which is good. That honestly, like, Great Apes or Rage mode need that. And looks like they have the UI Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta crit mechanic on here. Interesting. Okay. That's good. With an LR that has the additional key mechanic, and especially, like, because, okay, so, like, if you're using him on his own team, you'll only need to get, what, 2 key orbs, and you'll have a super attack, at least a 12 key with him. So, you know, the problem with Great Apes a lot of times is that you can't get super attacks with them, right? Because you have no links active, right? They're not typically like Rainbow Orb Changers and stuff like that. Namek Rage Goku does Rainbow Orb Change, which allows his to do consistent super attacks. This is good. I think Janemba, I'm not going to guarantee he's better than LR SCR Broly, but he's way better than Super 17, I think. I probably like this guy better than Turles as well. Probably better than Buhan also, because I just think this Janemba is invincible. Like, you're never going to die and be like, God damn it, Janemba. Like, I don't know. I guess it could happen with this, but then he just guards. So, right? Like, I don't know. Like, this guy, I think it's between him and Broly, with maybe Buhan third for best villain units, maybe then like Turles 4, something like that in my head. I need to see what this guy looks like first. I think damage-wise, Buhan, Turles, and Broly are going to blow this guy out of the water, but this guy is an invincible juggernaut with a great link set. For the most part, you probably don't even want to think about this. I don't think you're going to see this very often. I mean, he'll do good damage. He's an LR, right? Like, it's kind of like, you know, these can suck on TURs that aren't able to do that much damage, but an LR with their ridiculously high stats, you know, maybe he will be able to, I don't know. We'll see with Janemba. So let me know what you guys think. Again, right now, Janemba's looking super good. The only thing is I do wish he was a Rainbow Orb Changer, because it's like, I thought this guy was going to save this fat Janemba, right? Where this guy needs 4 type orbs and the 2 rainbow. If this Janemba was creating rainbow orbs, he would really, really help out, but he's not doing that. So, I don't know. Tech Janemba is still good. And this guy's going to work well with him. Man, you know what? Ki could be an issue for this guy as well. Because the only way he's getting Ki... Well, okay, there's a second attacker in the turn he can get Ki, and the attack and defense. We'll see. I think Ki potentially could be an issue for him, right? Like, you're probably not going to be coming out of the gate swinging with these 18 key super attacks all the time, but he will be able to fulfill his role with the guard. So let me know what you guys think. Again, I probably have him, you know, within like the top 7 best units in the game at minimum. I think he's very good. I like his super attack nullification. You know, most of the game is using blast supers, so this Janemba's a big, big boy. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.